Got a little separation there.
Oh, defense. I thought our defense was non-existent in that first half. They got whatever they wanted. They were shooting at a high clip. They made 12 threes in the first half. So I just didn't think we came with any defensive urgency, any defensive disposition. And I thought that was it. That was all that changed. Second half, we held them to 45 points. We held them to 34% from the field. We held them to 23% from the three-point line, 4-17. And that defense led to offense, and that's how we have to play. That was my message to our guys. We want to be a good team. Do we want to be a great team? And if we want to be a great team, we have to find a way to defend for 4 quarters, not just a half. And we got away with it tonight, but we just have to be a lot more consistent on that end of the floor.
And then how nice was it to see season high 31 from Jamal, just for him to bounce back?
Yeah, it was great. He had some incredible shots, moves, plays, very aggressive, looking for his shot. Him getting 31, Nikola getting 32, 31 assists for our team. I thought, Ish off the bench was really good, both ends of the floor. I thought Zeke's energy was outstanding. So this was a good team win coming back and finding a way to protect our home court after having lost our last 2.
It certainly looks like Jamal's all the way back. Do you think he is, or is there some more to go?
No, I think he's still got another level. I really do. I think he's playing well. He's found his rhythm. I still don't think he's in optimal game shape. I think that's going to come, and when he gets there, I think that will allow him to impact the game in so many more levels. But tonight, 31 points, 5 assists, 2 boards. He's a guy that should be averaging 5-6 rebounds a night, and I'm being demanding. Like I think he's got a chance to be like an all NBA type player. And to do that, the scoring, the rebounding, the playmaking, and most importantly, the defense has to be there every night. But I think he's really finding his offensive rhythm and his confidence, and that's I'm happy for him. I care about Jamal, and it's been a long journey for that kid.
Coach, when you look at Jamal and Nikola's chemistry in the two-man game together, where do you think it's at when you compare it to where they used to be right now?
I think it's moving in the right direction. Obviously. Because I don't think Jamal is where I know he'll get to by Christmas, by All-Star break, by playoffs. I think that's only going to get better and better as the season moves along, TJ. I think it's still really good. I'm still really happy to have those 2 guys playing two-man game, but I do know that it can and will get better between those 2.
What are some of those things that you think can still improve? Where are those gaps still in?
I think just the timing, the reads, and sometimes it's not just those 2 involved, it's the other 3. Making sure we're spacing the floor correctly behind that. I think just more of the timing, the reads, how are we being guarded, how can we pick it apart. And obviously it's a luxury to have that throughout a game, but especially at the end of close games.
What do you think is the biggest thing Ish has given you over these last couple games?
A pure point guard. Just a guy that gets everybody else involved. I mean, he goes out there tonight in 26 minutes, has 8 assists. He finds guys, he makes plays, he gets off the ball. Him and DJ in pick and rolls having a big on the rim, that dynamic roller. And I'll be honest, man, we gave Ish the defensive player of the game tonight. Could have easily have gone to Bruce. I thought Bruce was great on Jalen Green, who's a hell of a player, but thought Ish's on-ball pressure, his containment, and for a guy with his stature, he does a great job of contesting shots. I mean, let's go back to the Clipper game when he blocked Norman Powell's shot, which led to a transition dunk. Ish does all the right things, all the little things on defense, and you trust him out there. And it's been great having him back these last 2 games.
You guys are kind of at the quarter pole, 20 games in now, another 62. How would you assess where you guys are?
I think if you look solely at the record and standings, that's pretty cool. 2nd place in the West right now. But I also know this team has another level, another gear that we can get to. And knowing that we had 8 new guys come in, knowing that we were bringing back a Jamal Murray and a Michael Porter, it wasn't going to happen in the first 20 games, especially with all the injuries and COVID illnesses that we've had early on. So when you account for the lack of continuity, the schedule, the injuries, the different lineups, I'm incredibly proud of our group for being where we are. But at the same time, I know that there's no satisfaction. We have a lot of work to do. And finding consistency right now, I would say, is our greatest challenge. From quarter to quarter, from half to half, and from game to game.
When you have the opportunity to do it, how important is it to get Joker and AG and Jamal rest in the fourth quarter. Does that stack up, do you think, over time?
Oh, I think so. I think anytime you can have a win like this where, I got Aaron out early in the third because he picked up his fourth, then I was going to get him in to start the fourth quarter, and Zeke just hit a three. So I said, let me roll with this group. They closed that third quarter well. They started the fourth quarter well. And that lead it never dwindled where I felt like I had to get my guys back in. So when you can rest, I do think there's a cumulative effect, and you can kind of bank those minutes and save them for a rainy day.
On the flip side of that, Bruce played almost 35 minutes. Does that speak to his importance, whether he's starting at small forward or helping the bench unit as guard?
Yeah, man, he's like Elmer's glue. He can be a starting 1, 2, or 3. He can play the 4 in a pinch. He can be a starter. He can come off the bench. He can close games. He can start games. Like, what hasn't Bruce done to this point? Think about that. It's what you say, 20 games in, Scotty? 20 games in, and really Bruce has done everything possibly that I've asked him to do and done it at a high level. So obviously I'd love to get him some rest as well, because he's a guy that a lot of times gets left out there for long stretches. And I was proud of Zeke Najee, by the way. I want to point that out. Flacco's been playing well as of late, and we went big tonight with DJ. And I told Zeke this morning, hey, just because we're going to go with DJ first doesn't mean you're not going to play. This team eats the glass. We may play some big lineups. And for Zeke Najee to go out there and get, 15 points and just really active around the glass, that's what being a young pro is all about, staying ready and taking advantage of any and all opportunities.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
everybody.